Few firearms in the world are as instantly recognizable as the Desert Eagle. Even people who know very little about guns have probably seen it somewhere, in a movie, a video game, or a viral video online. Its massive size, distinctive shape, and incredible power make it one of the most famous handguns ever created. But the Desert Eagle is much more than a Hollywood prop or a gaming icon. Behind its intimidating appearance lies a fascinating story of engineering innovation, international collaboration, and one of the most ambitious handgun designs ever attempted. The Desert Eagle was created with a bold goal: to build a semi-automatic pistol capable of firing extremely powerful Magnum cartridges. At the time, most experts believed that such a weapon would be almost impossible to build. Yet the designers succeeded, and the result became one of the most unique firearms in history. To understand how the Desert Eagle became such a legend, we need to start decades before it appeared on movie screens. Throughout most of the 20th century, powerful handgun cartridges were almost exclusively associated with revolvers. Revolvers had a major advantage. Their simple mechanical design allowed them to handle extremely powerful ammunition without complicated internal systems. When a revolver fires, the energy of the cartridge does not need to cycle a slide or operate complex moving parts. Instead, the cylinder simply rotates to bring the next round into position. Because of this simplicity, revolvers could easily handle powerful cartridges, such as the .357 Magnum or the famous .44 Magnum. Semi-automatic pistols, however, had a different problem. These weapons rely on the energy of the fired cartridge to operate the slide, eject the spent casing, and load the next round from the magazine. If the cartridge produces too much pressure or recoil, the system can become unreliable or even dangerous. For this reason, semi-automatic pistols traditionally used smaller cartridges, such as 9x19 mm. Firearms designers had long dreamed of combining the power of Magnum revolvers with the rapid firing capability of semi-automatic pistols. But for many years, this remained only an idea. That changed in the late 1970s. The story begins with an American firearms company called Magnum Research. Founded in Minnesota, Magnum Research wanted to create a revolutionary handgun unlike anything on the market. Their goal was to design a semi-automatic pistol capable of firing Magnum cartridges normally used only in revolvers. This was a massive engineering challenge. Traditional pistol mechanisms simply could not handle such powerful ammunition. If engineers tried to use a normal recoil-operated system, the slide and internal parts would experience extreme stress. Instead of abandoning the idea, the designers decided to try something radical. They decided to borrow technology from rifles. Most pistols operate using recoil systems, but the Desert Eagle would use a completely different method, a gas-operated mechanism. This system is commonly found in rifles like the M16 rifle or the AK-47. In a gas-operated firearm, a small portion of gas from the fired cartridge is diverted through a tiny port in the barrel. The gas pushes a piston, which moves the bolt or slide and cycles the weapon. Using this mechanism allowed the Desert Eagle to handle far more powerful cartridges than traditional pistols. It was an unusual and innovative approach. Even today, the Desert Eagle remains one of the very few gas-operated pistols ever mass-produced. Although the concept was developed in the United States, building a reliable firearm required specialized manufacturing experience. Magnum Research partnered with the Israeli company Israel Military Industries, which later became Israel Weapon Industries. Israel Military Industries already had extensive experience producing military weapons, including the famous Uzi submachine gun. Israeli engineers helped refine the design and manufacture the first working prototypes. After several years of testing and improvement, the pistol was finally ready for production. The first production Desert Eagle appeared in 1983. This early model was chambered in .357 Magnum, which was already considered a powerful handgun cartridge. Even this first version was noticeably larger than most semi-automatic pistols. Its large steel frame, heavy slide, and distinctive angular design made it immediately recognizable. Shooters were fascinated by the pistol. It was unlike anything they had seen before. But the engineers behind the Desert Eagle were not finished yet. Soon after the initial release, the Desert Eagle was redesigned to fire the even more powerful .44 Magnum cartridge. The .44 Magnum had already become famous through popular culture, especially after its appearance in films featuring the character Dirty Harry. Allowing a semi-automatic pistol to fire such a powerful cartridge was an extraordinary achievement. However, the most famous version of the Desert Eagle was still yet to come. In the late 1980s, engineers introduced a new cartridge that would transform the Desert Eagle forever, the 50 Action Express. The 50 AE cartridge is one of the most powerful rounds ever used in a semi-automatic handgun. Its muzzle energy can exceed 2,000 joules. For comparison, a typical 9mm cartridge fired from pistols like the Glock 17 usually produces around 500 joules of energy. This means the Desert Eagle firing 50 AE can produce roughly 4 times the energy of a standard service pistol. The introduction of the 50 AE version turned the Desert Eagle into a global sensation. One of the defining characteristics of the Desert Eagle is its enormous size. The pistol is much larger than most handguns. Depending on the model, it can weigh close to 2 kilograms. Its barrel length can range from 6 to 10 inches. This size is necessary to handle the powerful cartridges and the gas-operated mechanism inside the weapon. Holding a Desert Eagle for the first time can be surprising. Many people expect it to feel like a normal handgun, but instead it feels more like holding a small carbine. The recoil of the Desert Eagle is famous. When fired, the powerful cartridge produces a strong backward force. However, the heavy weight of the pistol actually helps absorb some of the recoil. Experienced shooters often report that the recoil feels more like a powerful push rather than a sharp snap. Still, firing the Desert Eagle requires proper technique and strong grip. For beginners, it can be difficult to control. Despite its impressive power, the Desert Eagle is rarely used by military or police forces. There are several reasons for this. First, the pistol is very heavy and large, making it impractical to carry as a standard sidearm. Second, the magazine capacity is relatively small. Depending on the caliber, the magazine usually holds between 7 and 9 rounds. Third, the strong recoil makes rapid follow-up shots more difficult. Because of these factors, most military forces prefer lighter pistols, such as the Beretta M9 or the Glock 17. Although it is not widely used in combat, the Desert Eagle found a niche in handgun hunting. Some hunters enjoy using powerful pistols to hunt medium-sized game animals. The 50 AE cartridge provides enough power to hunt animals such as deer or wild boar at short distances. While this is not the most common method of hunting, it demonstrates the incredible power of the Desert Eagle. If the Desert Eagle did not conquer the battlefield, it certainly conquered Hollywood. Filmmakers quickly realized that the pistol looked extremely impressive on screen. Its massive size and aggressive design made it perfect for action movies. The pistol appeared in numerous films, including The Matrix, Snatch, and Last Action Hero. Actors holding a Desert Eagle instantly looked powerful and intimidating. The gun became a visual symbol of strength and danger. Because of its fame, many myths surround the Desert Eagle. Some people believe it is impossible to control. In reality, experienced shooters can handle it with proper training. Another myth is that it can easily penetrate body armor. While powerful, the 50 AE cartridge is not specifically designed for armor penetration. Movies and video games have exaggerated the weapon's capabilities. More than 40 years after its introduction, the Desert Eagle remains one of the most recognizable handguns in the world. Its combination of innovative engineering, massive power, and distinctive design has made it a legend. Although it is not widely used by military forces, it has achieved something many weapons never do: cultural immortality. From shooting ranges to movie screens, from collector displays to video games, the Desert Eagle continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. Few firearms have ever achieved such lasting fame.